I don't obfuscate cases. I don't run. I don't hide.
I don't mean to be rude, but that's the reality of the case today.
Well, you're not being rude, Elliot. You're just plain wrong. Keith Surland for plaintiff, Your Honor.
Elliot Blumberg on behalf of the defendants, Your Honor.
Okay, this is set for a status conference today, just to see where things are at. I know there's been an issue regarding the mediator in this case. So as to that, and just Mr. Blumberg, and I know you have a motion set for April 1st regarding discovery. But in terms of the mediator and scheduling going forward, Mr. Blumberg, what's your input today?
Judge, Mr. Surland's been out of commission for the most of the winter. He's been in Florida, I believe. So I had suggested we use Jerry Sheffalo for mediation. I never heard from him. And so because we couldn't come to an agreement, somebody else was appointed by the mediation clerk. At first, I kind of objected to that, but it doesn't matter at this point. Today, 6 months, 7 months after the filing of this lawsuit, we finally got plaintiff's initial disclosures. He's not answered any of the interrogatories or requests for admissions. So this case isn't ready to go to mediation because frankly, the plaintiff has done nothing to move this case along. So I don't mean to be rude, but that's the reality of the case today.
All right, thank you. Mr. Surland?
Well, you're not being rude, Elliot. You're just plain wrong. We submitted answers to your request for admissions and interrogatories.
When?
So, and I don't know why you don't have them, but we sent them to the court and to you. So we have framed the issue. I indicated to you on the phone two things. One, I had no problem with whatever mediator you wanted, and I made it clear to you. Just do whatever is necessary to get the fella who you wanted. I had no problem with that, and you know that. So if there was any confusion or mix-up, it was not on my part, period. Now, I don't know why you filed the motion with respect to dismissing the claim based on the not answering your discovery, because we did. And I know the court probably has it in their file and you have it in yours. So
believe me, if I had it, I wouldn't have filed the motion.
well, then, you pick up the phone and, you call. I'm old fashioned. I talk to people on the phone. And yes, I was out of the country. And yes, I've been in Florida. Right now I'm in my office and I can do anything to accommodate anything that needs to be done. I don't obfuscate cases. I don't run. I don't hide. I'm out there. I'm old fashioned. I'm 71 years old. Been around the block. So I'm more than happy to talk to you, anybody else, anytime, anywhere. As far as email, no, I always don't get it. I'm semi-retired. You know that. I understand that you know that. So please don't say that I'm, out there somewhere, nowhere to be found, because I'm not. I can always be found. I have an office. You can call my secretary 5 days a week. So I agree with you. The case is not ready for mediation, but whoever you want as a mediator is fine with me. It doesn't matter to me. I'm sure you're an honest person, and whoever you pick would be fair and honest as well. So that's it.
The problem is that unless we both agree to somebody, and, the mediation clerk has the obligation to pick somebody that she picked from the list.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, but I guess the bottom line is, Judge, we're not ready to mediate the case. I apologize. You asked me that question 10 minutes ago and I didn't answer it.
All right, so right now, I believe Mr. Whyms has been selected. And did either of you have any objection to Robert Whyms being the mediator?
I mean, I don't even know who the guy is. So, I mean, I don't know.
I talked about the phone. He seemed like a very affable, nice person. I don't have any problem with him. I don't know the man. I assume if the court, he was on your list, Judge, I assume he's a fair person, right?
Oh. So I'm not hearing any specific objections to Mr. Whyms. We'll have Mr. Whyms remain as the mediator. I'm going to give the parties an additional 90 days. I do see that on January 16th, there are some answers to interrogatories and request admissions that were filed with the court by plaintiff. So those are out there, and so I don't know if that encompasses all any or all of your motion that's set for April, Mr. Blumberg, and I'm not sure why you wouldn't have received those. So
Judge, I
don't
think
know.
you know me well enough that if I received them, I wouldn't have filed the motion.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, they're in the file, so I don't know.
Well,
There.
prior to filing the motion, we have a requirement that we contact the other attorney and ask what's going on.
Not for requests for admissions. After 28 days, they're deemed admitted. That was the
No,
base.
no. There's a court rule that says that before you file a motion, you have to get concurrence from the other side. If you would have called me, I would have said, hey, Elliot, I got them. I'll send them to you. You didn't have to file the motion. That's the whole idea of that court rule asking for concurrence. You never called me. You never contacted me.
All right, let's not argue the point, okay? Perhaps you can send me another copy then, if you would be so kind.
Absolutely, yes. Today, yes.
All right, so let's take 90 days for further discovery. The court's going to set it for a status conference at that point. The court's going to order that mediation with Mr. Whyms occur within the, okay, I misspoke, I'm sorry. Discovery for another 90 days. The court's going to set this for a status conference at about 120 days. And the court's going to order that mediation occur with Mr. Whyms within that 120-day period. Mr. Blumberg or Mr. Surland, if you can send another copy to Mr. Blumberg of your answers. Mr. Blumberg, take a look at those, make a determination. We have the motion to compel set, so we can go forward with that if we need to. If you guys are able to resolve that ahead of time, just let the court know and we can take that off the docket. And then we'll go from there. Mr. Blumberg, is there any other scheduling matters that I can address from your side today?
No, Judge, thank you.
Mr. Surland.
No, Judge, thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. I'll put that into an order and get that out to the parties along with the notice of date and time for that next status conference, and both sides are free to disconnect.
Thank you, Judge.